And I want to thank my dear wife for making this amazing evening. And all the dear women here, because you know the Hanukkah holiday would not exist without a woman. Many of you might know, maybe not know, but the entire holiday of Hanukkah is based on one woman, a Jewish woman. She was the son of Yochanan, Kohen Gadol. You know Yochanan? The son. The daughter of Yochanan, Kohen Gadol. He has these 5 sons, the Hashmonaim. Her name was YEHUDIT. YEHUDIT was a beautiful widow. The Gemara says she was gorgeous and belittled like how beautiful she was. And as you know, the second temple, 213 years into it, that's where Hanukkah happened. Okay, 213 years into it, there was Antiochus. Remember Antiochus? The Gemara says is the Antiochus the 6th. No, Antiochus the 6th. Antiochus the 6th.
Oh, geez.
And he very much ruled Israel. Of course, he was the Greeks. And he has a lieutenant governor of Yerushalayim named Hyrcanus. And Hyrcanus fell in love with YEHUDIT. You know, head over heel. He's the ruler. He saw what a beautiful widow. He said, I want to be with you. She goes, I can't. I'm Jewish. You are Greek. You're destroying our city. You're destroying our country. How can I be with you? He goes, if you're not, I'm going to kill your father and your brothers.
That's what Muhammad did.
Yeah. So she said to her brother, Yehuda Maccabi, how dare you not protect me? This guy wants to be with me and you're not doing anything about it. So she hatched a very good plan. And she said to Hyrcanus, this general, I can be with you, but you know, I'm a Jewish woman. I'm a daughter of a Kohen Gadol, which the high priest. 80 years her father was the high priest in the temple. If you want to be with me, there's 3 rules you have to obey. As a Jewish woman, I have to go to the mikveh. I have to immerse. The second thing, I have to bring wine, kosher wine, and I have to bring kosher cheese, food. But the rule is as follows. All your soldiers, thousands of them, that occupy the street of Jerusalem, they cannot look at us. When I come to you that night, nobody can talk to us, nobody can look at us, nobody can do anything. Let us in and out, on the way out, and on the way in. He says, agreed. He gave an order to all the soldiers, the general, the commanders, don't look at YEHUDIT when she comes that night. So of course she came. And she gave him some good wine. You know, the wine of BEIT HAMIKDASH. Remember, this is the temple already exists. It's the second temple. The wine of BEIT HAMIKDASH, unlike today, Brian will tell you, you buy wine, you have to have 5 wine before you get drunk. Back then, 1 cup of the wine of the BEIT HAMIKDASH, of the temple, you are what we call on the floor. So strong that there has to do nisuch hayayid. You know, in the BEIT HAMIKDASH, you have to mix it with water in order to be able to even just bless it or drink it. Dilute it. So she brought it with her, and she gave him wine. And he got so drunk, she gave him cheese, he fell asleep, she cut his head off with his own sword, and brought it, put it in a bag. Remember, the woman that came with her supposed to take her to the mikveh. They're going back, so-called, to the mikveh. And she comes to her brother, Yehuda Maccabi, and she said, here's the head of the military of Greek. You know, in the old days, they used to take the head and put it on a staff,
Yes.
right, and show it. In the old days, when the head of the military dies, the whole soldiers just surrender. Hence, the Maccabim were able to kill 25,000 of them that night. They had 300 soldiers that joined them, and they killed all of them and took back. On the 25th of the month of Kislev, Hanukkah is Chanu, stop, Kafhei on the 25th, tonight. This happened about 2,700 years ago. So without YEHUDIT, the Zohar says, in the book of Shara Gilgulim, the Kabbalah says, who is YEHUDIT? YEHUDIT was reincarnation of Yael. You heard of Yael? Tevorach Yael minasim. Yael, that's right. She killed Cicero. She was not Jewish. She was a Kini. She was from the tribe of Yitro, but never converted. And she asked Hashem to go to heaven before she died. And the Zohar says that Hashem brought her back as YEHUDIT. She has to be Jewish to come to Gan Eden, to come to heaven. So YEHUDIT is reincarnation of Yael. Hence, by her killing and taking the head off of the head of the military of Greece, brought the miracle to Israel. You know, the Maccabim, what's Maccabi in Hebrew? Is the opposite of Hapoel Tel Aviv, right? Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. They had such faith in God. 5 brothers went to fight. You know, the Greek military is millions. The immediate vicinity of Jerusalem was 25,000 of them. They went to fight because they had such faith in Hashem. It's like Israel in 6-day war, right? You have 22 countries, 7 active want to kill you, not successful. 6 days, all done. Right? Today we cannot even take Gaza in a year and a half. Gaza should be done in a week. Literally in a week. If you ever been to Gaza, it's very small. It's 36 kilometers. The long way. Right? The tunnels is actually very much like the tunnels of the Vatican. You know, the Vatican has 7 stories underneath and about 856 kilometers of tunnels under. All what they stole from Israel, from the temple, Titus, when he destroyed the second temple, he brought to the Vatican. Vatican is not an English or a Roman or Italian word. It's a Hebrew word. Vatikan. The old stuff is here.
Wow.
The Vatican.
Wow.
You know, last year, I don't know if you know, but the Vatican, this is the first time in the history they asked to bring back what they stole to Israel. Yeah, they asked the Rabbanim, can we bring back what we stole from the temple? You know, Titus, after the second temple was destroyed by Titus, and of course the first one by Nebuchadnezzar. The miracle of Hanukkah is not just the oil that lasted for 8 days. The miracle of Hanukkah is here now. Sitting here together, this is the miracle of Hanukkah. Imagine, we sit now in America, right? We celebrate Hanukkah. We have beautiful dogs, beautiful everything. We have wine, we have alcohol, we have sufganiyot, we have latkes, good neighbors, good friends. This is really the miracle of Hanukkah. To bring the light wherever you may be. The Zohar says at the end of days, when Mashiach comes, there'll be only 2 holidays we celebrate. Only 2. Purim and Hanukkah. That's it. Why? By the way, Hanukkah is the only holidays from all the holidays that happen in Israel. None of the holidays that we celebrate happen in Israel. All of them either happen in Egypt, in the desert, in Iran, right? Persia, Purim, that happened in the, after the first temple that was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar. So the essence of Hanukkah, we light 36 candles on Hanukkah, right? We have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, 36. Why 36? 36, you know, before we had the world existence, so to speak, of light. You know, when God created the world, the first day, second day, third day, there was no sun and moon, right? The sun and the moon were created on Wednesday. So what happened to the light? What kind of light we had in the world? So the Zohar says, Ora Ganuz, the concealed light. We have how many hours a day? 24. How many half night? Half day. Vayi erev, vayi boker, yom echad, 50-50. So we have light technically for 36 hours. 12 times 3 is 36. The Hanukkah candle that you light is 36, to remind us of those 36 hours before the sun and the moon. My rabbi, I have Baruch Hashem several. One of them is what we call Mekubal. Somebody that knows, you know, he doesn't tell you who's Mekubal. He doesn't tell you that he knows the Kabbalah, the Zohar. He's very humble. And he taught something beautiful. He says, if you look at the light of the menorah, take your time, stare at it. This light has a lot of secrets in it. There is some rabbanim, some rabbis in Israel that can stare at the light for 3 hours and tell you what's going to happen 3 months from now, every day. Even though there's no prophecies, but they can see within the light. You know, light is something so amazing. The fire,
They don't know what it is.
you have no idea how powerful the light of Hanukkah. You have so many colors in it, right? The candle itself is just a wick, but the fire itself is what makes it happen. So take the time every day when you light your Chanukiah. It's not a menorah, by the way. Menorah is different. Chanukiah has what we call 8 candles and the shamash. Menorah has 6 candles and the shamash, so 7. The menorah that we had in the temple is not Chanukiah. The Chanukiah meant for Hanukkah. Okay? So after all said and done, Take your time with Hanukkah. Cherish each other, love each other, bless each other, and know that God is with you for eternity.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Chag Sameach.
Thank you for having us.